Hi everyone, my name is Diana Lopez. I am a behavior therapist slash registered behavior technician in Miami, Florida, and I have experience with home, clinical, and school therapy. I will now be discussing the results of the project. Results assessing the effects of a self-monitoring intervention for on-task behaviors of 5 graduate students during coursework time are presented in the following alternating treatment design graphs. As mentioned before, coursework involved assignments given for SPCE 611, Advanced Applied Behavior Analysis. As demonstrated in this graph, the participants provided data collection during baseline and alternating treatments SMA and SMR for on-task behaviors during 10 2-minute partial intervals. In this slide, we will be presenting Diana's results. During baseline, Diana stayed on task during 6 to 7 intervals of 2 minutes each for a total of 10 intervals. Her average on-task behavior during baseline was 6.6. The graph shows that when alternating treatments, she stayed on task for more during the self-monitoring with reinforcement condition. Her average for this condition was 9.6 versus an average of 7 with self-monitoring alone. On the next slide, we will be providing Alexa's results. During baseline, Alexa stayed on task during 6 to 7 intervals of 2 minutes, each for a total of 10 intervals. Her average on-task behavior during baseline was 6.33. After introducing the alternating treatments design with self-monitoring alone and self-monitoring with reinforcement, her on-task behavior improved. While she still had difficulty staying on task during these conditions, her on-task behavior definitely increased. During self-monitoring alone, she stayed on task for 7 to 8 intervals with an average of 7.67, and for self-monitoring with reinforcement, she stayed on task for 8 to 9 intervals with an average of 8.67. And below is her results. Now we are proceeding to Ashley's results. During baseline, Ashley was able to stay on task during 7 to 8 intervals of 2 minutes each for a total of 10 intervals. Her average on-task behavior during baseline was 7.3. During the self-monitoring alone condition, her on-task behavior actually decreased to an average of 6.6. During the self-monitoring with reinforcement condition, her on-task average increased to 8.7. Now on this slide, we're showing Devon's results. And on her baseline, the average of Devon's on-task behavior was 7.7. She stayed on task during 7 to 9 intervals of 2 minutes for a total of 10 intervals. The graph shows that during the self-monitoring with reinforcement condition, she was able to stay on task for more than the self-monitoring alone condition. Her average in the SMR condition was 9.3, and her average in the SMA condition was 7.3. Kian's results showed that in her baseline, she was on task for an average of 6.67. She stayed on task during 6 to 7 intervals of 2 minutes for a total of 10 intervals. During the self-monitoring alone, her average was 7.67. During the self-monitoring with reinforcement, her on-task behavior increased for more than an average of 8.33. The results group average. During this group project, the average on-task behaviors was 6.9 intervals at baseline. During the treatment phase, the average SMA on-task behaviors was 7.2 intervals and SMR at 8.9 intervals. The results of this study showed that during the SMR sessions, on-task behaviors increased by 2 intervals. Discussion. Self-monitoring is most widely known for being used to increase skills in which one can independently regulate. In the study by Otero and Hott in 2016, the differential effects of reinforcement when using self-monitoring for on-task behaviors were assessed in a classroom. The replication of the study was done by 5 graduate students using a self-monitoring intervention with video recording during coursework time in their homes. Each self-monitoring intervention was 20 minutes long and was broken up into 10 intervals of 2 minutes. Each participant did a total of 9 sessions, which included 3 baseline and alternated between 3 SMA and 3 SMR sessions. Students agreed to choose free time as the SMR. Overall, the results of the intervention showed a significant increase during the SMR sessions for all participants.